There's Judy.
Good afternoon, family. I want you to join with me and sing. You feel like singing? Give praise. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. Amen. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Put your hands together. Come on. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. Thank you, God, for all my blessings. Love gives me everything. Joy is my source. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Woo! God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. Yes, yes, yes. I am grateful, grateful for this day, for the love we share, the life we make, and I give thanks for all the many ways that the love of God appears. I am grateful, grateful for this day, for the love we share, the life we make, and I give thanks for, come on, all the many ways that the love of God. On your feet. I am grateful, grateful for this day, for the love we share, amen, the life we make, and I give thanks for all the many ways that the love of God appears. I am grateful, grateful for this day, for the love we share, the life we make, and I give thanks for, look around the room, all the many ways that the love of God appears. Yes, the love of God is here. Woo! Please be seated.
Good afternoon. We just talked about that, didn't we, in the meeting? Don't talk when you're walking up. Get in place, pause, and then do it so that they have time to make sure everything's right. Isn't that what we said? All right. Yeah, something like that. Good afternoon. I am David Alexander. I'm the spiritual director here. Welcome to Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta. Yes. It's a good day to be in community. My pronouns are he and his. I'm delighted to welcome you into this space today. We have a special series this month called Gentleness and Giant Gentleness. Did I say it the other way? I'm just all turned up and mixed around and mixed together. Well, today, our very own associate, Reverend Jean Bell, will be delivering the message. Excited to have her contribute to this series. And we got lots of other things going on. I want to welcome everybody watching online and on Facebook. Thank you so much for being here today. If you're new to this community, either online or in person, please just make yourself known after the service to staff and or anybody, and we'll help get you to a welcome packet and some information that you can fill out. And just we're delighted that you're here to be a part of this community. We're part of a global movement called Centers for Spiritual Living, and you can find out more about that and so much more on our website. We have a special meeting this afternoon, and you'll hear more about that in just a moment. Our affirmation for this series is this. I'll do it once and then invite you to do it with me on the second go-around. It says, deep within me is a power and a presence like no other. Deep within me is grace and wisdom and love. Deep within me is all that I need in this moment. Today, I call forth this presence and stand in the midst of its giant gentleness, knowing that it is sufficient for all of my needs. And so it is. Let's take a deep breath. And let's affirm together. Deep within me is a power and presence like no other. Deep within me is grace, wisdom, and love. Deep within me is all that I need in this moment. Today, I call forth this presence and stand in the midst of its giant gentleness, knowing that it is sufficient for all of my needs. And so it is, and so we are, and so Mally Lapete will tell us all that is happening here at SLCA. Let's welcome her.
Hello, all my yellow pollen-crested gentle giants. It's so nice to be here with you. My name is Mally Lapete. My pronouns are she and her, and I serve on the creative arts team here at SLCA. Well, I'm here, just look at me. All right. We have so many great opportunities to connect, grow, serve, and give here at SLCA. So for more information about today's announcements and other opportunities, take a moment to scan a QR code wherever you can find it. Your presence is requested after the service today for our annual town hall meeting. This is a very important meeting as we vote in our new board members and review a couple of revisions to our bylaws. Please plan to attend down in the fellowship hall. After the town hall meeting, join Ian Falker, and yes, there's no N. It's Ian Falker. Join Ian as he guides us through the power of scripting. Ian wants us to know that we can create the life we desire through the power of you and your divine purpose, and deserve the world and beyond. Room 220 upstairs after the town hall meeting. Are you curious about certain spiritual practices or content, but have few opportunities to discuss it with like-minded people? Well, on Sunday, April 21st, we will continue a monthly discussion group exploring topics that may be hard to discuss with your friends and family. SLCA practitioner Tony Jenkins is ready to answer any questions, so join us and let's talk about it. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to visiting with you after service in the social hall for food and entertainment. Fellowship.
Put your hands together and welcome Maria Risotto.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here today. It's my first time here, and it's just a warm and welcoming place. Thank you for that.
1, 2, 3, 4.
When I'm feeling down and blue, I found a trick that I'll share with you. I can choose a better way with every little thought I think. If I wake up with a bad attitude, I fill my mind with gratitude. I give thanks for everything with every little thought I think. I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day I pave the way with every little thought I think. All right. Go Pete. What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? Gotta watch. You got to watch your thinking. Whoa, and I'm feeling down and blue. Found a trick that I'll share with you. I can choose a better way with every little thought I think. And if I wake up with a bad attitude, I fill my mind with gratitude. I give thanks for everything with every little thought I think. I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I dream about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day I pave the way with every little thought I think. Day by day I pave the way with every little thought I think. Oh, day by day I pave the way with every little thought I think. What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking? You gotta watch. You got to watch your what you're thinking. What you're thinking.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Maria Risotto. And I didn't know where to place that song. It's right before meditation. Go figure. It's like, Maria and I have known each other for decades. And she was with Reverend Tony Crepaluccio's church for many years. And it's just an honor to have you here with us for the very first time. Very first time. She's also an amazing percussionist, and I can't wait to work with you again. I'm just so honored that you're here. She has one more song to share with us this afternoon. But before we get to that, again, let's be so joyful, continuing that joy as we come together for prayer, affirmative prayer. Open your mind, unfold your heart, relax your senses, feel every part. You ain't got a thing to fear, looks like love is growing here. So take your guard and let it down. Go deeper still until you come unwound. Unbound. Breathe every breath. Release your cringe. Love without waiting, without waiting. Slowly unhinge. You ain't got a thing to fear. Looks like love is growing here. So take your guard and let it down. Go deeper still until you come unwound. Unbound.
Let's go into that place of power
and peace and chosen prosperity known as affirmative prayer. And here is what I know in this now moment, in this deep breath. There's one power, one God, and it is called so many names. It encompasses all the pronouns. It encompasses all the energy. It encompasses all of your feelings and thoughts, and your soul is this infinite intelligence. It is working in, as, and through me and through you right now. It is unbound. It cannot be stopped. It can't be held back. Can't be held at bay in any way. And so what I know about this moment is there are things going on personally. You've got things in your life. There's grief. You've lost someone or a pet. There are diagnoses. You've been to the doctor. There are things said. There are money issues and bills. There are things going on in your life. And God is in all of them. As we live life and we feel contrast and we live through these things, what I know is that God has our backs. I know that global peace is a possibility and is on its way through our hearts. I know that our personal issues are being handled and attended to by an unlimited God, and that with our conscious choice and change and movements and open hearts, we can accept this love. So I affirm right here and right now peace for you individually and for our planet. I affirm and know power that is your soul and the energy running through you right now. And I know prosperity for you individually and for the planet in all its forms, from the air we breathe to money in your bank account to health, wealth, well-being, and indeed that joy and love that you deserve. And I am so grateful for each and every one of you. I am grateful to be in this teaching. I am grateful for Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta and its leaders, and particularly its ministers and staff and practitioners. I am grateful for our members. I am grateful that this place is celebrating 45 years in conscious new thought. And so I release this treatment to the law, knowing that whatever you need in this moment is being provided. And let's affirm it together by saying, and so it is.
You can stop waiting for love to find you. Look inside your heart. Love's already who you are. So lift up your voice. Let it be heard. Tell me your story, tell it to me. Don't leave out a word. 'Cause I think I have been there too. I'm a seeker just like you. You ain't got a thing to fear. Looks like love is growing here. So take your guard and let it down. Go deeper still until you come unwound. Unbound. Thank you, Karen. Hold on. Just do it. Okay. Let me go back to 1, 1, 3. Pardon. Sorry, guys.
Mulligan.
1, 2. Yeah, let's just do it. That's right. Absolutely. 120.
Yeah, 3 little words that make the difference between a good day and a great day. Just do it. Don't talk about it. Don't put it off. Just do it. Just say it. I speak my truth. I state my needs. Just say it. Just claim it. Act as if no, it's done. Just claim it. Just breathe. Breathe in faith. Breathe out fear. Just breathe. Just do it. 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 I'm gonna give myself a gentle push. I'm gonna start the day. Just do it. Don't talk about it. Don't put it off. Just do it. Just trust. Trust myself. Trust my heart. Just trust. Love. I'm gonna give love. I'm gonna show love. Just love. Faith. I have faith. All is well. I have faith. Just do it. 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 Come on, do it. I'm gonna give myself a gentle push. I'm gonna start the day. Hey, yeah. All right. Every time I criticize and focus on my flaws, I don't realize that I am worthy and capable, and I deserve to have it all. So now my time to rise and shine. Go for the dreams that are in my mind. Take one small step, not be afraid. With faith and love, I've got it made. Just do it. Just do it. Don't talk about it. Don't put it on. Just do it. Just do it. Whatever I want, I start the day. Just do it. 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 Watch me do it. I'm gonna give myself a gentle push. I'm gonna start the day. Just do it. It's done.
Yeah, Maria Risotto, man.
Woo! Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you, Maria.
That was fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Penelope. Thank you, Karen. Karen, it's good to see you and have you back. And Sue, mwah. All right, greetings, everyone. My name is Jean Bell. I'm the associate minister here. My pronouns are she and her, and I am so glad to be your speaker today. If you're just tuning in or if you're just arriving, welcome. If you're just tuning in on Facebook and YouTube Live, please like and share and let us know where you're viewing from. Let's see, if you're a first-time visitor, please don't forget to see the welcome ambassadors in the lobby. They have a gift especially for you. All right. Oh, and one thing I don't want to forget, the practitioners will be available for prayer after service. So we're going to continue this month with our theme, which is giant gentleness. And, so many of us have had the pleasure to experience divine gentleness in our lives. Those times when our plans and all of our desires, they just seem to flow effortlessly. Everything just falls right into place. And then there are those times when life is not so gentle. And all we can do is proclaim that life be lifing. And yes, I know that was grammatically incorrect, but I think it's so apropos to say it that way. Life be lifing sometimes. So life will show up at times, and we will experience what we consider bad or discordant moments. And, that's not necessarily an indication that we're out of spiritual alignment. Life just be lifing. And depending on where we are in our spiritual journey, our state of development, will depend on how we handle that. It would really depend on how we handle that. You see, when we're spiritually filled up from our practices and unfavorable conditions occur, we feel anchored, we feel centered, and we are better able to deal with life's storms. And when we have a spiritual community like we have this here, we can call on our practitioners and ministers for treatment and for prayer. And then there are times when we are out of spiritual alignment because we haven't taken the time to connect. We haven't taken the time to connect with that indwelling source. And the reasons are endless. We get distracted by what's going on in the news cycle. We get distracted by other things in the world of events. We allow our everyday busyness just to keep us from doing our spiritual practices. I don't have time to meditate. It takes too long. I don't have time to journal. I don't have time to do these affirmations. Or I'll do them real quick, but you're not anchored when you're doing them. Okay. I've been there, so I know. And I know the results. Our disconnect could be also that we're new to this philosophy and we may not have a thorough understanding of the spiritual principles that provide the fortitude to deal with life's ever-changing nature. And that's where spiritual education comes from. That's where it comes into play. Because this is and always be an educational philosophy that teaches you how to think, not what to think. A philosophy that teaches you how to change your life through the creative power that is within you. You may say, well, Reverend Jean, you don't know what I'm going through. Girl, you don't know how demanding my job is. You don't know my life story. And you're correct, I do not. But there is one thing that I do know. If we don't make a conscious effort to connect to the indwelling presence, we will not have the spiritual foundation to stand on when life events that sometimes are out of our sphere of influence happens. We won't be able to stand because stuff happens. And that doesn't mean necessarily that we're out of alignment. Like the Wednesday morning I woke up and there's water in the dining room. And I happened to look up and there's a stain on the roof. I didn't ask myself what I was thinking that caused that. That was life lifing. And even when those things happen, we have to also come into alignment with the fact that when we're out of spiritual alignment, when we're not practicing these principles, then we don't necessarily become aware when our own thought patterns are at the cause of a discordant nature. And things happen in our lives that we do not wish to experience. You have been you for a very long time. You have decades of other people's voices, opinions, judgments, social media in your head. On top of that, you have made their voice your voice. You talk to yourself sometimes internally in ways that you would not allow other people dare to talk to you. We deserve better than that. You know, most of our thinking and broadcasting are just thought patterns, recordings from our subconscious aspect of our minds. And so in order to change the frequency of those patterns, we have to consciously do our work to clean up the outdated programming. Otherwise, these subconscious recordings are akin to vibratory sensors that keep transmitting out into the world, and they just attract back to us things that no longer serve us. You know, right now, we're in a class called Life Visioning, and it's based on the book Life Visioning by Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. And he says in his book, Source has given us the capacity to have an intimate at oneness with its presence within us and throughout creation. Cultivating and realizing that capacity is the ultimate purpose of our existence. That's heavy. That's the ultimate purpose of our existence. Whether or not we accept that self-realization, there's no doubt that it involves practice, practice, practice. Fortunately, as students and practitioners, and when I say practitioners, I mean those that are actively practicing the presence and the science of mind principles. For us, we are fortunate in this philosophy, we don't stay victim. We don't stay in that stage for very long. We remember who we are, and we use our spiritual tools of affirmation, affirmative prayer, and spiritual mind treatment, meditation, to course correct any conditions that are not in alignment with the wholeness we deserve to experience in our lives. And there will be times, just by being in this human form, we are faced with life events that causes us fear, anxiety, worry, and doubt, especially when we don't have any foundation or spiritual principles to anchor ourselves with, to stand upon. You know, this is a case for remembering who you are. And that's remembering who you are, and that there's a power in this universe that's greater than we are, and we can use it. It's always saying yes. And you know, when we get in that go, 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 we forget that. You know, and some of us might ask, well, Reverend Jean, exactly who are we? You know, our founder, Ernest Holmes, he said in the Science of Mind text, we have a faith that we are divine individualizations of God. It follows that each person is an individualized center of the consciousness of the one God. And our busyness has a tendency to make us forget that from day to day. We partake in the divine nature, and it, Spirit, does personify itself through us in varying degrees, according to our receptivity of it. And so when we remember who we are, we get to ask the question that Reverend Dr. David Alexander asked about 2 weeks ago. Now that you know who you are, what are you going to do about it? Now that you know that you're an individualized incarnation, a center of God consciousness, Are you going to allow the fact that your job is so demanding, or that there are voices from the past in your head telling you what you can't be, what you can't do? Or are you going to ask the question, now that I know who I am, what am I going to do about it? Because there is a difference between intellectualizing this philosophy and these spiritual principles and actually using and applying them in our lives to bring about better life, better health, better finances, and better overall well-being. The latter requires a dedication to our spiritual practices and self-responsibility to bring our thoughts and action in harmony and in conscious alignment with the indwelling spirit and the creative process. You see, when we recognize the divine I am at the center of our being, and when we have faith in the power of our word to impress upon the creative process, then we understand the words of Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith when he said, like a door opening to welcome limitless possibilities. Through your thoughts, through our thoughts, we can invite in physical healing, prosperity, right livelihood, loving relationships, creativity, and spiritual awakening. In these moments, that's when we understand what the psalmist so elegantly sung when he said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Why? Because thou, that divine presence is with me. Thou, that divine presence, thou, that unconditional love, that divine guidance is with me. That's the thou that is in us all. And when we are in that sacred, still place, we can hear it whispering to us, my child, I am with you always, and all that I have is yours. Through our practices, we embody a deeper understanding of science and mind principles, and we spiritually nourish ourselves. We expand our awareness of this divine gentleness, this peace, and loving grace. Now, don't get it twisted. Gentleness is not about passivity or weakness or some meek sentiment. It is not, because the Spirit of the living God is filled with power. And at its core, gentleness takes awareness, compassion, strength, and grace. And that takes spiritual muscle. Gentleness reminds us that you are so much more than you give yourself credit for. And it opens us all up to see things differently, and to be okay with where you are on your spiritual stage of development. And as we remember who we are and begin our walk with this indwelling presence, we begin to cast off fear and self-doubt. And we begin to manifest better and better experiences in our lives. We build up our spiritual faith muscle, and we move into a greater understanding, and that active faith and dedication to these practices bring into form a better life that we all was meant to live. You know, Holmes said, if we are to have an active faith, the faith of God instead of merely a faith in God, our thought must be centered in that universal mind. We are convinced that under divine law, all things are possible if we only believe and work in conformity with the principles of that law. Such a faith does not spring full-orbed into being, but grows by knowledge and experience. I trust that you remember Holmes' words that we must grow in knowledge and experience, And that comes through practice. And remember, perspective is everything. The simple shift from intellectualizing this philosophy to embodying its principles will lead us all to a new perspective where we once suffered under the ignorance of the law, to I know who I am and whose spirit is in me. This opens us up to recognize patterns and habits that no longer serve us and help us let go without judgment. And when things show up that are out of our seeming control, your spiritual practices give you the fortitude and solid foundation so that you can stand strong and you're able to declare that Spirit is eternally your guiding light in all things. So let us all blossom and open to that giant gentleness of our own divinity, our oneness with divine source, our oneness with each other, and our oneness with our community and beyond. The important thing to remember, we must stay involved in our own personal spiritual growth and stay involved with our spiritual community. And today, we have that opportunity to be in spiritual community together during the town hall meeting. Because SLCA is its members. We are SLCA. And we, as this community, will determine its future. And so it is. Will the practitioners please come forth? I kept it short today so we can start eating. One of my favorite things to do, and get right into the town hall. These wonderful individuals have studied long and persevered to their own inner conflicts and have come through to be guiding lights. And we, too, as practitioners and ministers, must continue to practice and practice and practice. So as we all grow together, I invite you to avail yourselves to them. They're dedicated in prayer. They're dedicated in knowing a greater truth for and about you when you can't know that for yourself. I have 2 practitioners, about 3 ministers. I have them on speed dial. All of you should have the same. All right, it is now time for our offering. And so I invite you to take your offering in your hand. And if you electronically transfer, put your hand over your heart. And I want you to say the grateful giving with me, with heart and meaning. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. Thank you.
Reverend Jean Bell. So beautifully rendered. I invite you to celebrate our time together. Let's stand and sing our closing song. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. We see all people, all beings as expressions of God. We see a world that works for everyone. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. We see all people, all beings as expressions of God. We see a world that works for everyone. We everyone. See you downstairs, everybody. Once again, thanks to Maria Risotto.